Officers in the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps program that is offered here at Sacramento State train cadets and prepare them to enter the military once they graduate.
So here at Sac State at Detachment 88, I am the detachment commander as well as the professor of aerospace studies. Detachment 88 is an Air Force ROTC detachment. Basically, our main mission is to train and develop future officers for our United States Air Force and United States Space Force. There's three main components to a week for an ROTC cadet. The first one is, of course, your aerospace class and academic instruction of all things Air Force and Space Force. The second component to that is the leadership laboratory. Again, this is the practical application of what cadets learn in their aerospace classes. And then, of course, there is the physical training component, throughout the week as well. And in order to become a good leader, first you have to learn to be a good follower. So followership is definitely taught initially, and then as you progress up, more of the human relations aspect of leadership, where we focus on conflict resolution, time management, leadership confidence. So physical training for a cadet, again, here we focus on lifelong goal of fitness, so cardiovascular, strength training, having a little fun as well. Team sports, competitive sports is what your average week looks like here at Sac State. So I think one of the greatest benefits of actually being a cadre member here in the ROTC detachment is the ability to train and mentor future leaders for the United States Air Force.
Throughout the 4 years in the program, cadets in Detachment 88 work hard to graduate as second lieutenants in the United States Air Force, focusing on leadership skills, physicality, and teamwork. Captain Jody Hasebe, who is Air Force ROTC Detachment 88 Operations Flight Commander, says,
our biggest training day, so that's on Friday. We have wing mandatory PT, so we all work out together, get physically fit together as a cadet wing early in the morning. And then we have meetings throughout the day to kind of progress up to leadership laboratory, which is in the afternoon. And during that time frame, we get to see all of our cadets. So whether they're from Sac State, UC Davis, all our crosstown students, we all come together and we actually execute the training plans that we had been building up to that point. And that allows us to evaluate them, see how they're doing, kind of provide feedback along the way. And then week by week, we get to see that progression. For our AS-100, so those are our first year students that come into the program, oftentimes they're all as nervous as I was when I first went through Air Force ROTC. Nervous, like, what's going on? I don't know how to do drill and ceremonies, suspenses, working on what are the core values kind of thing. But to see their development and growth from their first year all the way to their fourth or fifth year is incredible, and it's really hard to put into words. But I think that growth process and being able to help and mentor and coach them along the way has been such a gift in itself. So I think it's just the growing aspect of it all. And for the students who decide that Air Force ROTC isn't for them, I'm at least grateful that they've taken the time to spend at least a semester with us to see if this program is actually right for them. And if they actually decide that it isn't right for them and they decide to go on with their own lives and pursue something else, that is awesome as well. Thank you for the opportunity of being able to work with them, and I hope that they took something away as well.
Lilia Bohr, an FTP in the program, talks about her experience so far.
It's kind of unique because our first and second year cadets don't have jobs necessarily within the detachment. So we are quote unquote the enlisted personnel. So we are the enlisted personnel, and then the people who've gone through field training the third and fourth years are the officers. So it's kind of like they have that divide in the detachment. I think my favorite thing about the program is that I've been able to get to know so many different people on so many different levels. When you think of military, you think of the camaraderie and all that stuff, and it's completely true, because it's you embrace the suck together, you go through it all, and it's just at the end of the day, you're all such good friends, and you have each other's backs. If I could see myself now, I'd be oh my gosh, that's a completely different person. I've changed so much for the better, so much growth in my self-confidence and just how I lead people and how I present myself. So those are my two favorite things about the program.
If interested in the program or for any further questions, students can go to Yosemite Hall on campus and see the Lieutenant Colonel in room 122, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. This has been Lauren Reagan with the State Hornet.